Julie Blanner from the lifestyle website julieblanner.com, where I share easy ideas for entertaining home decor and so much more. Today I'm going to share another easy flower arrangement with you. Now this centerpiece can be used in your living room, in your kitchen island. You can trail them down a table for a special event. The options are endless. Anyways, we are going to create a hydrangea centerpiece. Now I first created one and did a little Instagram video, but I thought it was time that we dedicated one to YouTube. This is one of my favorite centerpieces because it's so easy. Between this and tulips, it just doesn't get any easier. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start with 9 stems of hydrangea and a cylinder vase filled with water. So we're going to start with our stem of hydrangea. Now, Trader Joe sells these for about $3 for $6. You can also get them at Whole Foods or your local grocery store. They're very accessible, which is one of the many reasons I like to use them. They can be challenging to work with if you try to do too much with them. So I like to stick to the basics. And on this arrangement, that's just using hydrangea. So I'm going to measure and cut, and this might take a couple of tries. And I might have gone just a touch too low there actually. But I'm going to measure and cut my stems and have them fall just above the base. You can notice that I will be removing a lot of these larger, lower leaves. You never want leaves to fall below the brim of the vase. Now I'm going to just show you, for example, if we cut these too tall, it would take so many of these to fill this vase. So what we're going to want to do is take them down just a little bit shorter. And we're going to fill in from there. And you'll notice these 2 leaves, they're falling, or this one at least was falling below the vase, so I'm going to remove it. And I'm just going to keep working, measure one at a time, removing the leaves. And we can always cut them shorter later, so I always err on the side of going too long. This one's really curled, so it kind of is an awkward one to work with. I might have to cut him shorter just for that reason. And now we're going to stick in some stems in the center, which means they're going to be upright so they can be a little bit shorter. And I'm going to make that one a little shorter as well. And I think if we shorten these up a little bit, it will again make it look a little fuller. It's kind of a way you can cheat the system. You know, flowers aren't cheap, so whenever I can get by doing so, I always think less is more. So we're going to make it work. I've got this one last one. This one didn't look so great, so I was going to nestle it in the center. Hopefully with a fresh cut it will kind of perk up too. That often happens with hydrangea. Also we can pop it in the refrigerator in water, in a vase with water to kind of try to revive it, or run its head underneath cold water, let it soak in water for about 15 minutes. Okay, so let me cut this one down just a little bit more. There we go. Now that helped fill it in a little bit. And I have one on this other side I'm going to cut down some more. It's just kind of playing with it. see what works and try again. Okay, now at first I thought, oh gosh, here I am, this is not gonna be full enough. But it sure will be. And actually this one right here, you can tell because it's a little more yellow, this one's still gonna open up just a little more as it gets cozy in its base. But now we have a beautiful arrangement. And that was hardly any effort, took less than 5 minutes. Now we could totally stop here on our beautiful hydrangea arrangement. However, I want to have a little more fun. So we're going to nestle in a few more flowers. I really like using whatever is seasonal. Sometimes with hydrangea I'll add in things like roses or peonies. Right now ranunculus are available, so we're going to start with those. Now with ranunculus, you have to really be careful to eliminate any of this greenery so that it doesn't contaminate the water. That will help prevent your arrangement prematurely decaying. So I'm just gonna nestle this one right in here, and I'm gonna trim it down. We're actually going to make this one stay pretty much in a mound. Okay, so I just love how that looks there. It's so beautiful. It looks so much more expensive than a ranunculus. I purchased a big bunch of them for just $6. I tend to do everything in 3s or 5s. It's visually appealing and I don't know, it's kind of like my lucky number. So again, I'm just gonna nestle in and I'll show you that. And just to kind of keep it even, I'm gonna nestle another one in so we kind of create a triangle. You don't necessarily have to do that. It's just like a good beginner's trick. If you ever wondered, I have a little trash can right below me. It's in my drawer that pulls out. Whoops. Okay, so now I'm gonna nestle in another one. And I just love that little pop of color that adds to this arrangement. I love a monochromatic arrangement, but I also love adding texture to one. Now we're gonna add in a little freesia because again, it's what's available right now. It smells so amazing and it's just a really pretty unique piece we can integrate into our arrangement. So I'm gonna kind of take the freesia and we'll have to kind of test it out, see if I need to trim it down. And I do. I'm gonna go down just a little bit on this one. And you can even nestle this in a hydrangea if you wanna break up the size of a flower, which is kind of fun too. That gives it a nice tight look. I tend to go looser, so I'll nestle it in between, but it's really up to you. Again, I'm gonna take 3 points. So I've got my 2 there, and where else would I like one? Now the best thing about flower arrangements is that it doesn't have to be perfect. You can constantly readjust. So just kind of do whatever works for you and keep moving it around and then take a look at it and see how that looks. I'm not really happy with how this one is placed, so I'm just gonna keep trying again. I think I might actually take it lower and somewhat through the center of a hydrangea just to really offset it from the ranunculus. Okay, and I think I'll just add in a couple of more and we'll call it good. I think now I'm going to add in some smaller buds of ranunculus. Again, removing any greenery. that would fall below the base and nestling it in. So I'm going to kind of show you here. I'm nestling it in between these flowers this time. I'm going to break it up, and it's a little too long, so I'm just going to shorten it up a touch. And again, it doesn't add any color, but it just adds some texture, makes it feel really unique. And these pretty little buds really add a lot as well, that are yet to bloom. Take that out there. It was looking just a little too close to my bigger bloom, and I wanted to put these little buds to the left. Maybe a few more up here. Again, I want to make sure those little buds are showing. This one is going into the hydrangea that's not as strong and healthy, so it's not looking as beautiful, but maybe it will kind of, we're going to pull it out a little bit to add to it. And you can see I just added another one right there. Now, of course, you can keep going. You can always keep playing, adjust, but I usually like to call it quits kind of early. I don't like to overthink my arrangements. And now I have a whole bucket of blooms I can use for other arrangements throughout our home. You'll see this beautiful arrangement in our living room, which I'll be sharing here on YouTube soon. So don't forget to click subscribe for more easy, entertaining ideas, home decor, and so much more. I look forward to seeing you again soon.